Take,
3, 2, 1.
yeah, 3, 2, 1, off we go. Boom. Okay.
Good.
So I'm here with Geoff Harrington to talk about his coaching experience with Russ. So, Geoff, would you like to share with me how Russ has positively impacted, how working with Russ has positively impacted your life?
All right. Okay. Well, that's you certainly made quite a difference. Let's put it like that. Uh, Especially with my health,
Hmm.
because that's the main impact.
Yeah.
And this started some 2.5, 3 years ago,
Yeah.
uh, when I was, well, no longer than that actually, but when I first came in contact with Russ, and we became acquainted. And as he was in the medical field at that time, uh, obviously you express different things that go on with yourself, and he started to give me advice
Mm-hmm.
on various things. So that's how it started.
Yeah.
The And obviously specific things I can go through.
Yep.
But
Okay.
okay, so that's the beginning, shall we say?
Awesome. Okay. So, what if in what specific sort of health concerns were you being given advice on? Do you mind elaborating?
No, I don't mind. I was diagnosed with prostate cancer in 2014. So that's nearly 10 years ago. And he advised me to take one particular um, one particular pill that would help. So, okay, I did that. I'm very skeptical of pills and like things. But as my life was involved, I thought, well, no harm. It's only a few bob, as we say. So why not have a go? And so that's where it started, really. So, and I'm still taking those pills today. And so far, my prostate cancer has not matured. It's still under what they call observation. In that means do nothing,
Right.
just carry on. So that's I see that as life saving. That's how I see it. Whether it is or not, I can't confirm. But the fact is, it's 9 and a bit years ago, and I'm still here. So I quite like that, actually.
Yeah.
Uh,
I'd call that some very valuable and precious wisdom, right?
yes.
Yeah.
So that was that's sort of the major sin, shall we say, that has influenced me. Not completely, because it could be just coincidence. It could be just, well, I don't know what it could be, but it doesn't necessarily mean it was Russ and that pill.
Mhm.
But I tend to look at it that it is.
Yeah.
Uh, there's other things, of course. Um, uh, I've had I had seizures in my legs,
Mm.
muscle seizures in my legs through doing too much work,
Yeah.
doing too much work for my age. That's what I was told.
Mm.
Uh, and he advised me to do certain massaging and that sort of thing, and what routines to take. And that's gone away. That's gone away. So that's another situation. Then I've got problems with, the current problems with myself is I have heart problems. When you say it's a problem, it's inconsistency of heartbeat. The rate varies. So 1 minute it might be, well, there's little spikes. I might have two beats short, closer together, and then wider a pass. Apparently that's not too serious. I also have quite a low heart rate, beats per minute. So he's advised me what to do with that. And we're in the process of seeking medical help from the hospitals with that. But he's advised me with diet mainly for these things. What else is it? Just my general health. Go to the gym. I say I've never been to the gym before, but I obviously kept myself very fit through when I was younger, playing football and other sports. And as I've got older and retired, doing physical work, building works. And he's advised me to go to the gym and do swimming and Pilates, which I've done for the last 2 years. And I've got to say it's made a difference. So I wouldn't have done those two things without Russ. And I've allowed him, I don't think he likes this word, but I've allowed him to manipulate my diet. And I've got to say, I feel very well.
Yeah.
And all that he's done is I can see the sense in it. And so far, my health is very good. Well, I feel very good. I've got the normal things that comes along with age, but I feel good. Let's put it like that.
Well, I think that's the important thing, isn't it? It is how you feel, right? And
Yeah.
only you will know.
Yeah, I've missed off the big one.
Oh yeah.
2.5 years ago, they told me I've got to have both my hips replaced.
Yeah.
Specifically, first my left one, which was more advanced than the other one. And I was limping around, really severely limping. It was hurting me, sometimes quite painful. I was having a job getting in and out of my car.
Yeah.
Walking at times or going down the road. I needed to be on crutches. I needed to almost be in a wheelchair because it was so painful.
Wow.
So, I haven't said that to anybody else, but I'm trying to describe how it affected me. It was really painful for me to walk and get from A to B. Not all the time, it seemed to come and go a bit, but nearly all the time I was in quite severe pain. Getting out of the car, going upstairs, that was whenever I put my left foot down to load it slightly, really hurt. So all loading was going onto my right foot. So that impacted my life considerably. I couldn't work much at all, which I like doing. I just couldn't load it in any way before it was really hurting. So he obviously I told him about it, and he told me what to do with my diet, and obviously going to the gym and Pilates. And I've got that's just over 2 years ago now, and I've done that regularly. And I've got to say, at this point in time, I can walk about. It's like 90% cured. It's not cured, but it's 90% of the pain is gone. I can feel it still, but it doesn't hurt.
Yeah.
Like you have a little ache in your muscle. You can still walk around and do things. I can feel the little ache, but it doesn't stop me doing anything or working, digging me ditches. I can do that where I couldn't even stand up down the ditch, In and out from the car, no problem. Up and down the stairs, no problem. And it seems to be gradually getting better and better and better.
That's incredible.
That's through Russ's counsel and his diet. Because at the beginning he said, if you follow what I tell you, he said, there's a good chance. He never promised me that it would. He says there's a good chance that you won't have to have the operations at all. And he said, and you will feel better. And he said, so I don't want the operations.
No.
Because that impacted another problem I had, or I still have. I'm very susceptible to blood clots on the lungs after a hernia up I had. Thank you for those doctors. They did their best, no doubt, but it left me very susceptible to that. And according to Russ, anaesthetic is very dangerous for me. So it's another reason to keep away from hip operations. So I've done that, followed mostly what he says. He thinks it's mostly. I hide some things from him. But I've got to say, I'm physically really good at the moment, and I seem to be improving. And for a man of my age, most of my mates are old men.
Yeah.
And acting like old men. So I'm very grateful to Russ, and I could only recommend what he says on the basis of my personal experience. That's all I can say.
I think it's pretty remarkable, you know, like you said, from the limitations that you were experiencing for your mobility and the pain that you were experiencing, for them to be saying, well, you need to have an operation to resolve that,
That's right.
to feel the way that you do now, is incredible. So, like,
well, it's almost unheard of. I went to a skeletal nurse, I think that's what it calls, for an assessment, because they were following up to do this operation. And I showed her, and she tested me, gave me exercises to do, and she says, "It's amazing.
Yeah,
this is amazing." She says,
isn't
"I've
it?
never seen this before." So that's the facts. That's the facts.
Yeah.
You can make of it what you like.
Yeah.
I can only tell you what I think.
Well, and that's a medical opinion as well. They're not going to operate on people when they don't need to, right? So that speaks for itself, as well as your personal experience, and you're the one that's living and breathing how you feel, you know, and the pain, etc., that you were in and the limitations you were experiencing. So I'm extremely happy for you, because
so am I.
yeah, that's it, right? Remaining mobile and active and independent is really important. And it just goes to show that you can make positive changes no matter your age, and them have a huge impact. So I think that's phenomenal. I think the story itself is a really powerful one for people to hear about. So thank you for that, Geoff. So we've talked about, I suppose, you know, you are living in, you have a lot more, or you're not as experiencing as much pain. Obviously, you are not limited by the health concerns that you previously had, and you are feeling energized, and especially in comparison, unfortunately, to some of your friends, your health is seeming to be sort of on the up, in comparison. And this has been all sort of along from Russ's guidance and advice. So it's been a pretty big transformation. Have you ever sort of had any other like coaching with anyone else, or has it just been Russ that you've sort of?
No, I haven't. I tend to look on these things as a bit, I don't know how to explain it really, a bit pie in the sky sort of stuff.
You're a bit
It's
different,
oh yes, yes.
yeah.
You just want to earn a few bob. You've got a bit of knowledge. You got a bit of knowledge. More knowledge than me.
Yeah.
It's not a case of distrust, or maybe a bit, but it's it's all a bit hairy fairy for me. You know what I mean? And so I'm very sceptical about doing these things, and I was very sceptical about Russ. And been proved to be wrong. Which I don't like being, of
No.
course. All us men are like that, we don't like to be wrong, as we do. So, yeah, obviously I'm very happy with the outcome, and it seems to be improving. It's very slowly, but improving
That's the trend.
nevertheless.
Yeah.
I can feel, I know the difference between what I was, say, 3 months ago.
Wow.
So,
That's incredible.
yeah, I've thought about, is it a psychological effect? There must be some, of course.
Yeah.
I want to, well, there must be some, but I can run upstairs now. I can run upstairs, and I could barely walk upstairs.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you can't change that.
No, you can't. You can't indeed.
Read that in any other way.
So it's a great way. If you're going to be proven wrong about anything, it's been a brilliant.
Yeah.
It's
I don't like being proven wrong.
still not enjoying it. Right. Okay.
There we are.
I have another question. Did Russ advise you about the vaccine as well? The COVID vaccine?
Yes, he has advised me about the vaccines and been talking to me, but I don't like vaccines anyway. So he was more or less talking to the converted, or shall we say, confirming to the converted. So my first thought when this latest round of vaccines came along for the coronavirus pandemic was, shall we say, they take years, decades even, to develop these vaccines, and then suddenly, whoa, they come along in 3 months, and it's all okay. No way, no way. And we know that big companies, whatever business they're in, they don't always tell you the truth if there's a few pounds at the end of the line. And if there's many billions at the end of the line, the little man and woman don't count. That's my view.